Bitcoin right now is under 30K, and this is where I think it's going to go. We're looking at the Bitcoin CME futures chart. Right now, Bitcoin's under 30K, and I think we are going to around 24 to 26K. Pardon my scribbles right there. And the reason I say this is because if you know what the Bitcoin CME futures chart is, this is where one of the large gaps in the chart is. I know I explained the CME future gap fills before, but I'll explain it again. This is a gap. Like, it's literally a gap in the chart. And a gap is formed when Bitcoin, the CME futures chart, when they trade on the weekdays, but they don't trade on the weekends. So since they don't trade on the weekends, if there is a large pop during the weekend or a time they're not trading, then it just becomes a gap in the chart. This is important because when there is a gap, there is a gap fill. And I forgot the percentages, but there's about like 90% of every single gap on the Bitcoin chart has been filled. And to be filled is, look at this. So the gap right here, and being filled is, so the Bitcoin price went down and it came back up and filled this section. And you can see here, there's a gap fill here, and then literally right after it gets filled. So when I say it gets filled, the price of Bitcoin goes through the gap of Bitcoin when it gaps up or down. Another example here, gap fill here, and then goes up, comes up, and then gets filled right here. So there are three major gap fills in the Bitcoin chart right now, and this is one of them around the 24 and 26 mark, and another at the 10 and 9K range. And this is the 10K and 9K range. It's very hard to see when it's zoomed out like this, but those are the three big gap fills we have to worry about when Bitcoin is going to ultimately come down. So what I'll be doing is whenever Bitcoin hits the 24 to 26K, I'll be dollar cost averaging into the crypto I want to buy. And then waiting for a while to see if there's any support around the 24 to 26K range, and then see if there's consolidation. And if there is consolidation around the 24 and 26K range, and I'll just wait and buy more.